welcome to Non-Perishable Goods Podcast. We're at it again. We're here. And today we are going to tackle all the strikes that are going on in Hollywood. Hollywood.
All the strikes, how many strikes do we have?
Well, actually, at this time, it's pretty historic. I guess this is the first, I don't know if it's the first or second double strike that we've
Second.
had. It's the second? Okay, so yeah, then the first one I guess was in like 1960 when I guess well, see, that's the thing
Well,
that's
this is
kind of
when the writers and the actors combined together. Because
yeah.
in the 2000s we had just the writer strike. It's just a writer strike, right?
Right.
But this time we have both.
Yeah.
SAG-AFTRA and WGA, and now they're the amped.
Right. And the thing is, I didn't realize that there's so many, which is good, but there's a lot of different unions within the entertainment industry. And it's kind of it's not confusing, but it's just like all these acronyms and it's like, what? Who is this representing? Who is this for? But there is a lot of representation if you are in the entertainment industry as far as being in a union. Um, and there are benefits of being in a union. Like I think unions are beneficial as far as,
Okay, are you trying to convince me?
no, I'm like, I mean, it's necessary because I don't know, like, because there's unions for different industries and like steel workers unions and like for some reason, people in the labor force need someone to represent them to make sure that they are not being exploited, um, make sure that they're getting the appropriate pay and getting pension funds and retirements
Yeah,
and health.
they fight for workers' rights.
Yeah, like healthcare benefits. But like, why do you even need that? Like, shouldn't it, I mean,
Because we all can't be 1040 easy all the time.
but is that because corporations are so shady and like labor unions
That's
have to
it.
like
And Eminem, that's it.
basically, right? That's what I'm thinking. And I mean, this current entertainment industry strike is basically along the same lines that these big corporations or these big studios, like the biggest, everything that we see streaming, like Netflix, Amazon, Apple, and then the studios, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Disney, HBO, like the TV network. So like they're basically they're not budging. They're not allowing people to, I don't know, they're exploiting workers.
Well, they can't pay them any money if they're not making any money.
Right.
The
And
last
that's
the last project, most of the projects, for me, anecdotally, I would say 70%, and I'm just going off of Rotten Tomatoes and what's been going on with the woke agenda, and then like the numbers that the budget of the numbers that the movies have been making, and the numbers that the streaming companies have been uh, uh, accumulating, and it doesn't look good. So if you're going on strike for what? For doing a bad job? It'd be different if it was like popping, like the last strike they had was, in the midst of, when laws came out and everything, and they want more money. I said, okay, I could see that. But right now, like, you guys are, producing poop, and you want more money, and then you're like complaining about the CEOs making more. They're CEOs. The CEOs are supposed to make more money than the employees. You think they're gonna? I
but
mean, what are they gonna do? They have to take care of shareholders. They got to take care of the rent, and pay the studios and that part and all the people behind the scenes of that and maintaining the studios and stuff. Where are you guys going to shoot? So it's like there's and again, you guys didn't make any money because of what you were, writing and producing, and this is what happens. So good luck.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about all that. We can get into all that, but I
Where's
just
the money coming
know,
from?
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of looked at the other side of things and the movie studios. Like, if you just look in your own personal life, like, think about how many people switched from cable TV, like, direct TV and all that stuff, and, Comcast, Xfinity, whatever, and went to streaming sites. And so, like, I think, and then even if you think about movies and going to the movie theater to watch movies, like, people aren't going to the movies like they used to, are they?
No, they are. If the movie's good, look at Top Gun Maverick. Look at Super Mario Brothers.
Well, then,
Even Barbie made money.
well, they're the motion picture people and are saying that they're not making uh, the same amount of money. So
They're
if nothing,
saying, go ahead,
so
sorry.
if something hasn't changed,
Right.
then they should still be making the same amount of money.
They're saying like the blockbuster movies that they thought that were gonna make money, like Ant-Man 3 and uh Elementals and the Eternals and all the Marvel movies and the few more movies that came out, and even uh some of the Disney one shows and the Pixar, like they didn't make their money back. Indiana Jones did horrible. It didn't make their money back.
So what's the big, I mean, are people just not interested in movies like
No, they're
premiere?
tired of the agenda.
What agenda?
They're tired of the like horrible writing.
I don't, I mean that's
There,
subjective, I
no,
guess.
that's not subjective. There's a
Yes,
movement. Stop. There's a movement going on right now in Hollywood where a lot of feminine activists are getting jobs, and what they're doing is they're implementing their agenda into IPs that have nothing to do with their agenda. So they're ruining IPs to get their agenda across, whether
what's
it's
IP?
battling in intellectual properties, like all the Marvel movies and Sony with Spider-Man and Barbie as IP and what Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. They're hiring. I don't know who's hiring these idiots. They're hiring these directors to appease a certain audience, but that audience isn't going to those movies because they're not fans of those movies. They're not fans of those shows. You know what I'm saying? So they're counting on the people. They think like the whole world is agreeing with what they're saying, and it's not. You're ruining all these old stories for a handful of a minority of people, and no, and they're not the fans. Just to appease your virtual signaling, and you're destroying what we or the fans grew up with, and that's what's going on right now. So She-Hulk failed, and Miss Marvel failed, and what's the other one? Rings of Power, and all these movies and shows that were supposed to be great are just horrible. They ruined Willow, the series. I mean, for what? For a woman to get across her point?
So you're saying people aren't liking these shows because women are writing them?
And I'm
What?
saying, and I'll say this: it's not about a woman writing or it or whatever. It's about the the topic that they're trying to uh, uh, come across with, like the misandry of everything, like the woman empowerment and modern feminism. Like they're implementing it in the shows, and ain't got nothing to do with that.
But like I guess like the new Barbie movie, I haven't watched it, but they like I guess conservatives are saying it was very feminist, but then like other people are saying they just, said one thing and now it's like a whole feminist movie,
They didn't say
but it
one thing. Keep going.
but you know what I mean? So I guess it's
Yeah,
just
it wasn't one thing.
it's people's like skewed perception of where they are in the world and how they see art or how certain things rub them the wrong way. But
Um,
I didn't watch it. I don't know anything about it, but
I started
um
to watch it and then I was like, nah.
yeah. But I don't know. I like
I might give it another chance later. But
I'm not a huge fan of movies. Um but I mean I like movies, but I don't know. I don't know if I mean that's your opinion of what's happening, so I can't say it's not true. Um
I mean,
so
you can
yeah,
if you're
I don't
calling it an
know.
opinion, but I don't. It's not an opinion.
But it's not fact. It's an opinion. There's
It
nothing
is a
wrong
fact.
with it. It's not wrong to have an opinion as to why you think something is failing.
No, that's
Um
pretty much it.
okay. So, but I mean, okay, well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I have no reason. I don't know why movies are failing. I guess
I
according
just told you
to,
why.
yeah, I don't know about that. But according to
It's called bad writing.
but there's great TV shows. There's a
Like
lot
what?
of
Like
great,
that came out in the past year.
um, I mean, like Joe, like that's a great Netflix series. And
Never heard of it. Keep going.
it, there's a lot, I don't know, there's a lot of shows that I like on Netflix.
Are
Like I
they
said, I haven't watched,
drama shows?
mhm, but I haven't watched many like movie premieres and like
Well,
this
you
trade
don't have to watch premieres.
or feature films, I guess. Feature
Hmm.
films. That's what I mean.
I was like, what
Like I've
you have to go
never
to the first night, the first week.
like I personally haven't been to the movie theaters in years. So I don't know. I can't really speak on it, but I
Right.
just know that the studios of the streaming networks are bigger than just the feature films and the shows that I have watched. Like I like the TV series and there's good ones.
Well,
I mean there's
people,
Insecure, there was
right.
Rap Shit, there's
But
like anything
who's watching rap shit?
like there's anything that Issa Rae has put out is really good. Um
People
I
want
don't
to go
know.
to
I
the
don't think
movies.
it's writing. I don't think
People
it's
want to go. I think
writing.
it's writing. People want to go to the movies. It's not about people not wanting to go to the theaters. People love going to the theaters. Family thing, whatever. They want to go out in the world again. After the pandemic for what 2 years. So it's not that. And then again, there's evidence of Top Gun Maverick, Super Mario Brothers, and I do think Dungeons and Dragons kind of made their money back. Barbary, Barbary, Barbie made their money back. So it's not that; it's bad writing, and they have to realize that when people watch this, there's hundreds and of Siskel and Eberts on YouTube. So when you write something bad and you don't follow and you take over an IP and you don't know nothing about the IP and you're putting your own bullshit and personal shit in it, it's not yours to do that. When there's source material and everything, you have the video game. Let's take The Witcher. You have a video game and the books that the video game is based on. Yet you take the whole, those two resources and throw them in the trash and create your own shit. And now nobody wants to see it. And now on the third season of Witcher on Netflix, it's like the worst season, and nobody knows what's going on, and we don't wonder why it's not about The Witcher and about Siri. It's like who, why, what? It's called The Witcher, bro. And then you got Rings of Power, and you're putting all these people in, and you're race swapping. That's another issue. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, it doesn't make sense on the land. It's like you're doing things to virtue signaling to signal. You're doing things to have diversity hires and your woke agenda, and you're ruining our IPs. And it's showing in the viewership, and it's showing in the money, and this is what's happening, because every show that I mentioned is getting like weak scores and people aren't watching it. So
Well, yeah, well, I
good luck on
guess,
the strike.
yeah, well, I mean, the strike has nothing to do with the quality of the films because what they're striking for is, even if the product is trash and garbage, like you're saying, these people are still producing it and they're still working and providing labor to produce that. So that's why the strikes are happening. Like
Yeah, but if you
people,
produce less quality shows, less shows will be produced. Therefore, we can't pay you what you want or what you are obligated to deserve to get, because you're producing horrible shit. So not only will it be less writers in the rooms, it's going to be less shows produced. And what's going to happen is reality shows are going to take over, streaming is going to take over, more other countries of streaming shows are going to take over, and AI is going to take over. Go ahead. Good luck on the
yeah,
strike.
yeah, I mean, something's gonna give, but
Yeah,
the what is it?
the studios ain't gonna give nothing.
The what is it? The Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers.
Yeah, the appetite.
They're not trying to negotiate at all.
That's good.
And like the things that they're fighting for
Mm-hmm.
has
Who
nothing to do with the end product.
it kind of does, but go ahead. I mean, not
Um,
kind of, it does, but go ahead.
let's see. They're asking for SAG-AFTRA, they're asking for performers need minimum earnings to simply keep up with inflation. Performers need the protection of our images and performances to prevent replacement of human performances by artificial intelligence. Technology. Performers need qualified hair and makeup professionals as well as equipment to safely and effectively style a variety of hair textures, styles, and skin tones.
All that costs money. Keep going.
Performers, but they do it for one, they should do it
Keep
for
going.
all. Performers need compensation to
Yep.
reflect the value we bring to the streamers who profit from our
Yep.
labor.
Make good shows, you get paid. Keep going.
All performers need support from our employers to keep our health and retirement funds sustainable.
Agree. Yep.
Um, Principal performers need to be able to work during hiatus and not be held captive by employers. Principal performers need to be reimbursed for relocation expenses when they're employed away from home. So
100%.
they're really just asking for common sense things to be put in place. And the alliance is just like they're saying, oh, we'll give you these people a raise and we're giving you guys a five, they asked for like 11% raise and they're like, here, we'll give you 5%. Um, so it's like they're saying we've given you guys historic um as far as negotiations, we've given you guys historic things that have never been in place before. But it's like these things should have been in place.
That's what I was about to say. This is like the worst time to go on strike, because due to the inflation and the fact that there's so many shows and movies not making any money. And this should have been in place, like you said, a long time ago. Like, where was that after like 10 years ago, bro? Like, all that stuff, that the last three things you said makes hella sense.
Yeah, like
Hella sense.
they're asking for basic things, and the reason
Except for the
they're asking
AI.
the reason the things that are happening now is because the contract with SAG-AFTRA and the Alliance of Motion Pictures Television Production, whatever, just came up or was ending June 30th. So that's why all this is, at play. Like they're trying to negotiate a new contract with these things.
Good luck.
And yeah, I'm not sure. Like they're being very uh Like they're saying that, I mean, the Writers and Actors Guild or Association or whatever, they're and SAG-AFTRA are both like saying that when they went into negotiations with the alliance, they weren't even really trying to negotiate. They just had their foot
Mm.
down. And this was like for weeks on weeks, and during the negotiations, people were just like reading speeches back to each other, and
You're not
uh
making the studios any money.
but see, but they
We
are
don't have
making money.
anything to pay you
But why is the CEO getting paid millions of
because
dollars?
he's the CEO. He's the
Yeah,
owner of the
but
company. That makes no sense. If I'm the CEO and I don't get paid,
what is your company if you
I
have
get
no
paid
workers?
first. It's my company.
Yes, but your company is based off of writers and artists. Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
my
they're
company
not
right
good,
now is losing money,
right? But it's
right?
still,
I gotta appease the shareholders and the writers that I thought that the people H&R would hire and were smart enough to hire didn't hire smart writers. So now I'm screwed. If I'm Bezos, I'm mad because Rings of Power was going to be my Game of Thrones to HBO's Game of Thrones, and now it's not. It's a laughing stock of the fantasy world,
well, the
and
producers,
he lost money, and
well,
and
producers,
that's the highest budgeted fantasy TV series ever, and he lost money.
right? Well, producers have to start greenlighting other types of shows. People don't want to see this goofy stuff. Like
What's goofy stuff?
whatever you're talking about, like whatever you're
Rings of
talking
Power
about,
is goofy.
or whatever you're
Game
talking
of
about.
Thrones.
You're saying whatever's trash, whatever shows you're saying are trash,
Yeah.
like they are
The goofy
greenlighting these
writers.
shows.
Exact. Talk about it.
They're greenlighting these shows. So then
Talk about it.
they should just go to greenlight other shows. There's a lot of really talented people in the world. So maybe they have
That's
the
another thing too. That's another thing too. Like you're trying to tell me we in LA, right? How many people are come and go in LA who want to be in the industry who are writers? I run into so many people who are like great writers or actors or singers and dancers, blah blah blah. They can't get in the door because somebody's son is in the way, or somebody who did the casting couch thing is in the way, or somebody who knew somebody else, blah blah blah, yada yada, is in the way. And then you throw in, well, you gotta be hungry, you gotta do this, you gotta sleep out in the cold, you gotta shake this guy's hand, blah blah blah. No, how about if I should you my reel or my CV, or I perform right here, or you just go on my YouTube? Everything's on YouTube now. No, it's the old school way is dead, son. The old school way is dead. People are auditioning in their living rooms and sending the MP4
and
through
that's the
email. You
other
know what I'm
thing.
saying? Like
That was one of
that's people got to get up to speed. Go ahead, sorry.
Right. And that was one of the other things, like, I guess it started in the pandemic where they had to do these like self audition tapes where they have to fund it. And I guess it cost a lot of money, but for them to do
No,
these
you
like,
got a phone, you can do it. A lot of studios are very lenient, and also my friend, she did a commercial. They sent her the stuff. They sent her the camera. They sent her the headphone that she's supposed to sponsor or showcase. She shot everything, and then she sent the whole thing back. But go ahead.
right. But I mean, that's one of their asks is that they're saying to waive the fees on that or to help with that. And that's great that your friend received that help, but and then people were saying because we do this and we may not get it and we still have to pay this expense to get a professional, everything out there people are charging, like they upcharge, I'm
Yeah,
sure,
because well,
like
yeah, because
like
the
they could
headshot
hire
photographer
me,
needs to make money.
right? Like they could hire me and I would do it for probably what, $200 for whatever they need,
Which is
and
a
but
good
they
price there. That's a good price, yeah.
right, but people out there who are, in the industry, and they have like the whole production team and they have the gaffers, all those people that are listed in the credits. And so people, come to do that, to do a production or of their self-taping, and that could cost them like $3,000. So it is a lot of there is a lot of things that Because even like, I mean, I think a lot of the things that I've produced as a filmmaker or as a videographer or whatever, um, look decent. You know, they look good, and it's just myself and maybe like an assistant. But you know, these unions or just the way the industry's set up, there's like so many people a part of the look,
And
and
I, right,
I
sorry.
feel like, I mean, all those points, those things are important. I'm sure. I know they are. You know, I'm sure. I wish I had, you know, people that could hold the lights and hold a blocker sun, you know, thing to block the sun, and you know all these different things, but it all costs.
I will
And
say too, like I've been on a few sets, nothing big. I just when you're out here, you kind of you, when you want to be in industry. Sometimes you do stuff. Sometimes you do indie stuff, whatever. And I can tell you that a lot of people who are on those sets don't need to be there. There's some studios have a budget and they have to fill that budget. That budget is for behind the scenes and all those people. So they hire whoever or they pay somebody extra for doing nothing. Or they, give it to security or whatever. Like they have to have a certain amount because I think that's what the union wants. Like there's like a quota. I'm gonna burp. Hold on. Okay, excuse me. Sorry guys. But so now what's going to happen is because y'all ain't making the money, that's going to end. And then
yeah,
like I
they're
think I think one of
cutting.
I think one of the things with the WGA strike was they wanted a certain amount of people in the room, in the writing room. Well, if I have 10 people in there and I don't need 10 people and all I need is 5, then I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to cut it in half because I don't need 10 people to write a show.
Well, yeah, if people are losing money, if
If you're
executives,
good,
yeah, I mean,
if you're a good writer at what you do, if there's a drama I need and you're a good drama writer and your CV says it all, and you have evidence on TV and movies or whatever, you only need you or 3 other people. I would say Ryan Johnson did the second last trilogy, right? Which was horrible, but he's a good director. I'll give him that. But he's a horrible writer. In the credits, it says it's just him who wrote it. I doubt that. I very much doubt that.
I mean, but
There had to be
that's,
somebody else who helped him write that crap. Keep going.
but maybe not. Maybe that's why it was crappy
Maybe that's why it
because
was crap. Huh?
no, because like I feel like people who don't like, I feel like more heads in the room, in creative spaces just bring more ideas, more diversity of thought.
I agree, but I
And
don't need 10 people.
right, but I'm just saying, but you never know, like if there's so many
No,
different
I
plot
know.
twists and whatever else. I mean, if you have
If
to
you're good
cut
at what you do,
expenses,
you don't need 10 people.
yeah,
I say at the most 5. Why
to
do I
do
need
a
10 people
whole
for?
feature film,
To
you
do
might
a
need 10
feature
people.
film, to do a TV show for one season, yes.
But
5 people.
everybody probably does different parts.
No,
Like,
what happens is it's like, oh, I have a friend who did this, or let me try to get you in here, or he can do this, and then it'll be like 3 to 5 people talking, and everybody else just taking notes. What did I hire the you other 5 for? I'm wasting money. You guys aren't even adding anything in, and then
it could be
who's
assistants,
your
it could
ideas?
be,
No, well, if it's assistants, they ain't my paycheck. That's on who's ever he's assisting, right? So that ain't got shit to do with
right.
me.
But I'm just saying, like, if the industry is losing money, they are gonna cut labor. Like, and
It should, yes,
that's what's gonna happen.
yes.
But I also think
Or they
because
get that
like,
internship,
but that's the thing.
that
No,
free intern.
I'm not gonna spend my life hours upon hours a
Bro,
day.
somebody will do it.
Right, but that's not
Somebody will
fair
do it.
though. Like,
Who's fair to who? He's getting experience. He or she's getting experience. What are you talking about?
what are they, 50 years old? Are they 10,
It doesn't
12? I
matter. It
mean,
doesn't matter. There's no age limit to being an intern.
no, but I'm just saying you
Does
can't
it matter?
buy a home. You can't buy food with
you're on
nothing.
set. That ain't got nothing to do with that ain't got nothing to do with me. You're
But
on
you can't,
set.
right,
We're
but you
giving you
can't,
experience.
right, experience doesn't pay bills. That's all I'm
So then
saying.
don't do it then.
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's why a lot of these actors and writers are asking for more money because
but
that's
I'll tell you,
because
if
they're
I
working class. They're not like these elite A-list actors and writers. Like
if I
these
have 5 writers in the room and I say 5 more people can come in the writing room, but you hit their intern, unpaid internship, I will fill those spots up quick. Boom, 10 writers.
right, that's
Send
nobody's
this
saying that's not
to
true.
Paramount.
Right. Then nobody's saying that's not true, but you can't pay bills with nothing.
Then don't do it. Then those are people who won't do it.
Right.
Right?
And
Okay,
that's why you have to make a career change because nobody's going to work for free. And that's why people are striking.
that's not
And
true.
yes, it is.
No, it's not. I just
Have
told
you
you.
looked at the rate sheets? Have
I
you
just
looked
told.
at the rate sheets?
I just told
They
you.
don't get paid that much.
I just told you. If I'm hiring 5 and I have an open position for 5 more positions of writing in the writing room, unpaid interns, they will fill up. So there's your 10 writers. You're trying to tell me nobody's going to apply for those unpaid internships to write in the writing room for a TV show or a pilot funded by Paramount and Sony? No, they will fill up.
Right. But if you have a child, if you have children
Yes,
and they need
Stacy, if you yes,
diapers,
that person's not going to apply, is it? Is she? Is he?
right? But most
Okay then.
people, but nobody's going to work for free. Like
I
nobody's
just
working for
you just
free. I mean,
agreed with me and now you're saying nobody's gonna work for free.
no, I'm saying if people do it. Yes, we've done it. I've done it. I've worked for free. But I at some point I had to say, no, I'm not doing this anymore
That's
because
you.
I'm grown. I'm almost 40 years old.
How does
And
this shit work? You know how it works. We network, right? Internships most of the time, well, 50% of the time, turn into real jobs because they get hired, right?
no,
We
they
have a
don't.
we I mean, well, even the page out, we know somebody in this industry who just finally got her name on the parking lot thingy thing. So I mean, how long was she in it? Like 10 years at a
Right.
paid job. So it's like as an intern, most of
And
the time,
still not getting paid probably
no matter you're
what
getting
a
paid, you're in the industry. You're in the industry. You're doing more things than
but
anybody, the next person. You're doing
but that's
more than me. You're doing
right.
more
I
than me.
mean, that's people
She's on
who
a
I
TV show.
guess that's people who want to who are thirsty to be in the industry, but I want to
Hey,
be thirsty
yes.
to like have a life and like have
Those 5 interns
retirement.
are going to be thirsty to do the internships because they'll hope to make connections and
Right.
to
I'm
get a
not saying
paying
people
job.
aren't gonna do that, but it's not worth it. Like that's what I need
It's worth
everybody to
it.
know.
Don't let her say that. It's worth it.
No, it's
Do
not.
it. It
It's
is. It's
really
worth
not.
it. You
I
get
mean, it's fun
inside,
if you're
you
young.
experience
If
everything,
you're
you get to be part
young,
of a team in a show.
if you're
Do it.
young, you could waste your time, but
You're
don't
not wasting
think
your time.
that
Don't let her do that. You're not
no,
wasting your time.
you are wasting your time. I'm telling you.
I all the internships that I
There's
had, even
only
though I didn't get the
certain
job,
people
I
who
didn't
make
waste my
it.
time.
There's only a certain, I mean, if you're in the industry to just get experience, then work for free. But
Do what you can.
if you want to have a family and you want to have like a life and you want to like travel and you want to like have the luxuries of the world or just the basic necessities of the world, you have to get a paycheck.
Or you put in that work and all that will come.
Not in this industry.
You don't know that.
Dude, they're striking right now because it's not happening.
Well not now, obviously. Dur.
No, it hasn't been happening. And that's why they're striking because it's not
They're striking
working.
because of the internships?
No, because they're not getting paid.
They
They're
are
not
getting
being
paid.
not well enough, not
Not
being
well enough to what
compensated.
to get a Tesla? To live in
Dude,
Beverly Hills?
they're making minimum wage.
No, they are
Like,
not making minimum wage.
yes, they are.
They're
Yes, they
making
are.
the only thing
Did you look at the
wrong.
rate sheets? That's
Stop.
all I have to
The
say.
only
Everybody
thing
go look at the rate sheets
Go
on
please look at the rate
SAG-AFTRA.
sheets. I can't live off of 3,000 a show or 5,000 a show every day. A show.
They only have
All
eight
these people live
shows.
in Culver
That's what
City,
the but no,
Burbank,
that's what the Alliance did.
Beverly Hills.
That's what the Lions did. They used to have 26
That's
shows a
Burbank.
season. They cut it down to 8 shows a season. So all those people aren't getting paid like that. So if you're getting paid $3,000 a show and there's only 6 to 8 shows a season, dude, that's $18,000. That's lower than minimum wage. Like that's ridiculous. So these and a lot of these people are working actors. Like they're living from check to check. Like
A work
it's not sustainable. And
a
that's why
working
they're striking.
a working actor knows how the industry is, or they should, right?
Right. And if
Okay,
there's no
so
jobs, then how are you gonna be a working actor all the time, like throughout the year? If there's no jobs,
I mean,
if
you gotta.
studios aren't making money anymore, there's not gonna be any jobs. Like they're not gonna produce stuff. And then the alliance is saying like our streaming networks, which is the other side of the alliance, they're saying that they're not making any money, but nobody knows really what they're making off of subscriptions, because they don't want to say, because they don't want to get their shareholders upset
Mm,
saying, oh, we're not making enough money, and then their stock goes down or goes whatever it does. But like if there's no money, there's no jobs. Like the entertainment industry, if somebody doesn't give, if the CEOs don't give a little bit, there's not gonna be anything.
here's how LA is. When you have a gig job and you live in Los Angeles and let's say, I mean, you get a gig, you don't know how long that gig is gonna last, but most of the time you want to live that LA life, so you move into the popular areas, Los Feliz, Culver City, Burbank, whatever, Glendale, and you pay these high ass rent fees. And
With
it's
three other people.
hella high as
Like
with
I
three other
didn't,
people.
but I mean,
Yeah.
that's why how
So
people save
hold
money
on.
though. That's how people
Exactly.
try to save money
100%. 100%.
because they can't afford it.
I didn't. I was about to say I was live. My friend lived with her uncle, and he had a big studio out there, by Sony, studio, um, in Culver City, and it was like a big studio. He just divided it with a like a fold wall. It's a
Oh
studio.
yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
big studio, so it's like there's no room. So he's put a room here. He's to here, and she's over there. Uh, and where was I going with that?
Like everybody's
Anyway,
living together.
your lifestyle, you get kind of hype on your show, and you don't know how long it's gonna go, but you kind of like spend your money like water most of the time because you think you're gonna have it made and stuff. But no, you have to extend that money. You have to live with 5 people, 3 people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta condense yourself. You can't go out all the time because you don't know when you're gonna
But
be able to.
how
You
do
don't
you
know when you're gonna get
extend
that Kevin
fourteen
Hart or
hundred
Seth Rogen
dollars?
money.
How do you extend $1,400?
If you're on a show, a consecutive series, it's not $1,400.
Dude, it's basically 40. Look at the
There's
rate
there was
sheet.
there was
Look
a
at the rate
lady
sheet.
there
That's
was a
all I have to
lady on there.
say.
Don't let that fool you.
You want me to
These
read
people are
it?
getting paid.
I will read it to you right
These people.
now.
Okay, my thing with you is you believe everything you read,
I read,
and that's
that's
not
the
the
rate
case.
sheets, the
I see
SAG after
when
rate
I see an
sheets.
actress on there who's striking, and
I believe
I've
facts.
seen her all the shows. No, you believe what you read. That's what you believe.
No, I
And I
believe,
see people on there on strikes. You can't tell me she ain't making money. How is
who?
she not making money?
Who are you talking about? I
I'm
don't
just
know
talking
who.
about when I see people striking. I've seen them on all kinds of shows. Where's their money at? Why are they striking?
Because
What are we fighting for?
they're standing with their other people because they know
Which they should, yes.
that the industry is screwing them
The only thing
basically.
I agree with is the streaming situation. If they get paid to do a show, I mean, they should get paid in the back end. I mean, they created the show, but they
They're not
like when
getting
you do, but
residuals.
when you do commercials, you get residuals. When you do TV shows, when they get picked up again and syndicated, you get paid off of that. So it's the streaming part. Yeah, if you have a streaming show and it's getting picked up from here, like let's say Secret Invasion, right? If Secret Invasion is on Disney Plus, now it's on Hulu. Everybody on those shows should get a percentage or whatever of the Hulu joint too, right? But I guess they're not doing that. They just get paid one whole amount. See, that's not right. Even though
It's
Samuel
not
Jackson's
right.
on there, whatever. Like, and that's another show that sucks. But anyway,
Right.
that's neither here nor there.
Like, okay, so here, this is the television agreement wage tables, the SAG-AFTRA television agreement wage tables for a day performer. Um, it's $1,000. A stunt person,
That's not
$1,000.
everybody. Keep going.
What do you mean it's not everybody?
That's not everybody doesn't get paid $1,000.
Well, this is the rates.
That's
Singers,
that's like
singers,
the base.
singers on camera, 1,100.
You're trying to tell me if LL Cool J does a show, on CSI, he's getting paid $1,000.
Hold on. Singers off camera, 3 day performers, a performer and singer, half hour, 1 hour show, $2,700. That's 3 days. A weekly performer, 3756.
These are bases. These are rates that if me or you went on the show and did something, go ahead.
Right. If you're in SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah.
And that's what most of these people on TV are.
No,
Like
keep going. No,
all the extra.
If I'm Kevin Hart,
all,
I'm not getting paid $1,000.
I'm not talking about A-listers. We're not talking about A-listers. We're talking
Exactly. I'm
about,
talking about regular people.
right, they're not
Okay,
getting
keep
paid
going.
what you guys think. Major role performers for
You're the bottom of the barrel. You expect not to get paid that.
half hour half hour programs.
You're not even like a D-list actor. You're like in the ZYUW.
Based on 5 days, $5,900. Singers, weekly rates, $3,700. Dancers, a solo dancer is $1,000.
Yeah,
If
I know that. My friends did that. Yep.
And if you're a dancer with 3 to 8 people, that's $900. Like it's really not. I mean, it's good money, but it's if you're only getting these for one day or here and there, that's not
it's a gig economy. It's gig rates.
right. But
if I'm DJing a festival, I get paid for that festival $1,000 or $1,500 to $2,000.
Right.
That's it.
But
it
if you only get that festival,
it's a gig.
But if you only get that festival every 3 months, how do you live off of that?
Okay, I gotta get another job, Stacey, right?
That's what these people, but these people have to put in like 18 hours.
I would love to be a DJ for resident DJ, but I gotta work. I gotta start all over, right? I gotta work for it. I gotta keep on going. I gotta network. I gotta talk to people. I gotta sell myself. It's a gig economy. It's those are gig rates.
And
this is the industry.
Right. This is most people that are the most
yes,
people
this is most
that
people,
are in
yes.
the industry.
So those people who are doing gig shit should have other jobs.
But that's crazy. And series.
It's crazy if every DJ I know has another job, bro. You think every DJ you know is just DJing?
Some, but no. Okay, so a half-hour series of less than 13 but more than 6 episodes, $4,300 for 13 episodes. Are you kidding me? Like that's crazy. Okay, here's and if you're a background actor, $187.
Yeah, because you're in the back. You don't have you have
$219. Like the people aren't making hella bread. That's all I'm saying. Like that's my only point. Is and if
there's going to be more who are not than those who are. That's the minority who are making lots of money.
And that's why people are striking because they're not making any money.
Okay, that's it's been like that forever. Now, what? This is a gig. Those are gig rates. That's how it's supposed to go. How much do you think they should get paid? A background dude? Your background, bro. I might just see your back.
It doesn't matter. It's just not enough money. It's not.
No, it's not. That's why
you can't pay rent off of $100. You can't pay rent off of $1,100.
You can't 100%. That's why they all got other jobs.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. If you know
That's
somebody who's
why
doing that,
then why are so many people broke right now and not working and haven't worked since the start of the year and tapping all their savings? Because they don't, it's not, there's nothing, there's no jobs. The strike is a detriment. Even I mean when they were working, it was good money, but they're not getting health benefits
if you're
unless they're in a
smart,
union.
if you're smart,
It's not about smart, it's
it's
about
about
what's
smart because I think you're
available.
you're basing
It's
it
about
on a few people that you
it's
know.
no, I'm talking about all the people in the world right now. It's 160,000 people who are
If
out of
you
work.
live if you live out here and you if you and you're an actor or you're a writer or you're a director or you're a producer or you're a screenwriter or you're a grip or a grafter and this is the only job you have, you probably you're not gonna make it out here because how many people want your job? You already know that when you come out here. Nobody is going into background stuff or grift stuff and not having another job, Stacy. That's stupid.
Well,
These people aren't stupid.
when you're working on these jobs for 18, 12 to 18-hour days,
Yes.
and you're working on these jobs for
Talk about it. Talk about it.
3 months at a time,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and when you're out of the job, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and there's no shows available, then all those people are out of jobs, and
Here's the other part. Here's the other part of that.
there's no other jobs. Like
Here's
they're
the
like
other part of that. When you come out to LA and you want to do this shit, I'm gonna tell you,
you have
most
the
of the job
DoorDash.
most most of the jobs that you want, like certain not that you want, but that you apply for, like server jobs or working on the beach or whatever, like those jobs will ask you, are you doing acting? Because we are flexible or we're not flexible. They will tell you that because that is a real issue because
Right,
you
but
moved here to LA. So
even
they will
then,
so the
you're not
places
making
that
money. That's
so
not
they
enough money.
it does okay, you're right, Stacy. You're right.
I'm saying even if you have to have like three jobs to live in LA comfortably.
yes, you are right.
If you're doing minimum wage work,
Exactly. I
and
agree.
you think
Yes.
that's fair? That's not fair. That shouldn't it
So
shouldn't be
so
like that.
every person who wants to be an actor should get paid a higher wage.
I mean, they should get paid more than minimum wage for the hours that they put in.
But I was
I could, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're on set for like 12-hour, 16-hour days and you're only getting paid $1,000, divide that by those, you know what I mean? Like that's you could work at McDonald's and make more
if
money.
you but even
McDonald's,
with
I think, pays $17 an hour now.
but even with that, like you only could work you if you work over 8 hours. After that is overtime, so you're obligated to get overtime. So it can't be 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
That's what the union's for. It's supposed to be like, oh, okay, you only work 8 hours. Oh, do you need 4 more hours from my client? Okay, they need. Are you going to pay them those OT hours? Okay, cool. Then go ahead. If you're not
right,
paying them that, then no, that's what the union's for. That's what it's supposed to be doing.
right, but it's not happening. And
It is
so
happening. It should
it's
be
just not
happening.
enough money. It's just not enough
Of
money.
course,
That's
it's
all it
not enough
is.
money. You are a background. You are a past
No, but this
D
isn't just
actor.
it's not just that. It's
You
I
just
don't
said it
know.
was that.
No, but I mean that's the like the bottom of the barrel, like the
Yes.
extras or whatever. But there's other
Yes.
people who have significant roles that are still not making hella bread unless they're well known,
If
unless
you're
they're a
yes,
major
exactly.
performer.
Yeah. If you unless you're I would even put it down to F. If you're past F and you're trying to get in industry, you're not going to get paid that much money. And then by that time you have an agent too, like your agent's supposed to do all the work. And I will say this too about that. You might have to do some work that your agent's supposed to do because your agent's be like you'll call her him or her and be like anything pop up, be like no, like you can't wait on them because like Stacey said, like you need to make money, what I'm saying, because you live out here, so you have to sometimes you got to find stuff on your own, and you still probably got to give your agent 10% of that.
Right. It's no money. Like there's I mean, people you gotta do what you love and all that. And it's fun. And I think it's very
It is fun.
it's cool when you're young, but when you're getting older and you have no way of knowing how you're going to live when you're supposedly like, what is your retirement?
Dude,
There's no
this is a
retirement.
competition. Even if you're like our age or 50, some people go into stage, they do plays, they coach, they teach classes. But
Oh,
I mean,
let's not look at the theatrical
they
rates. Those
yeah,
are
go ahead.
probably way worse.
They even you still have competition. So if you when you go off all those 50, 60 roles, there's going to be like 20 other people who look like you in the waiting room, in the audition room.
Yeah,
So
it's
you're still going to
really
get paid nothing.
it's a gamble. Like that's why so many parents have, they've done it before us and they instruct their kids, go to school, get a decent job. Because pursuing art, it is very few make it. Very, very few make it.
It's a minority, yeah.
And it's just it's a gamble because anything could happen.
It's a crapshoot.
And and at this point, the whole like business model of the entertainment industry or movie streaming, like it's all changing, and people aren't making like these top execs. I mean, they're very greedy and they're not making money, so
Well,
they're of course going to be holding on to their pockets
I
a
don't know if they're
extra tight.
greedy.
No, they're absolutely greedy because they're
I
not.
don't
I
agree with
mean,
that.
if you're making millions, like that's fine. You don't have to agree, but they're. I mean, that's just what people are reporting,
Of
that
course,
it comes down to greed, and this whole
mm,
industry is greedy.
it
Record
comes it
labels
comes
are
down to being a
greedy.
CEO. I'm a CEO.
Yeah, CEOs are greedy. Wall
The
Street
CEO is
share,
supposed to be make money.
Wall Street shareholders. That's
100%.
all
Yeah.
greed
Welcome to
based.
the industry. Welcome to business.
Right. That's so it's not saying like they're not
Welcome to
greedy. It's
business
just
and capitalism.
right. Yes, that's exactly what
Boo
it
hoo,
is.
win win.
All right. I get money, so I don't be tripping. But it's a
I'm
lot of
about to
people
retire.
a lot of
So
people don't have money, and they don't know when their next paycheck's coming. They don't know when they're going to, how they're going to
so
retire.
you're
Like
telling me real quick, because you have all this sympathy and empathy for these people.
I
If
do.
if you uh had a friend who said, I'm going to LA, I'm gonna do my thing, I'm trying to be an actor, you wouldn't tell this person to, okay, cool, but make sure you get a job as well. Make sure
Mhm.
you condense your lifestyle. Make sure even if you get a gig, you don't spend that money frivolously and immaturely, and you save for a rainy day. And if they don't do that and the show gets canceled and they got to move in with Tim, Bob, and Jeffrey, whose fault is that? If they were thought this gig was going to last forever, it's kind of like an immature mind state to have, right?
And a lot of children and young people do. So yes, this happens to everyone all the time. I wouldn't have never went to LA if I didn't have a real job. Like I was doing all the things I did because I had a real job. Like, or I won't say real job, but a job that was what do you call it? Like permanent. Like I'm
Stable.
on salary.
Dude,
And
I came out here the first time and didn't have a job and I failed.
yeah, like I've
I
told
had to
people
leave.
plenty of times, if you go to LA, make sure you have a job because
I
the
thought I was
gig,
going to be the one, Stacy.
yeah, the gig culture, it's not
I had
profitable.
I had 5 gigs in like 6 months.
Yeah.
I
Like
had to go.
you have to be extremely mature to even like be able to budget and forecast your finances.
Yeah, because there's so much
Um,
distraction. There's so much to do out there. I will say too. I mean, out here there is also a lot of free stuff. But keep going.
no, absolutely. And that's why so many people are able to like finagle and finesse LA, because there is a lot of ways to get money.
But you gotta
And
think too. Like you have 10,000 people or more who are trying to do what you want to do. So you need to have a job at something to fall back on. It's not about, oh, I've stuck to my guns and I came out here with only $500 or $5 in my pocket and I'm just gonna go off my talent. No, those 10,000 people are saying the same thing you're saying. They think the same way you do. They think they're gonna land on Hollywood Boulevard and some agent's gonna find them and say, "Oh, wow, you look like this," but no, you are a dime a dozen. Okay, there's like 2,000 of you here. There's like 5,000 of me here. I've seen every version of me. It's a multiverse out here.
Right. And that's why I think so many people have worked in the industry for low compensation because of the idea that they can become something bigger and greater. Because it is the city of dreams.
I can't tell you
But
how many actors I've seen who also do music, who also paint, who who also want to make toys, who also want to do I have a script. They have a script. You know what I'm saying? Every actor has like five other things they want to do, and they will never do them.
yeah, and but the hard part of it all is like if you do go get a salary job and you're working 8 hours a day, after the end of that job, you're tired. You're not gonna want to like pursue the other stuff. You have to have like crazy go-getter motivation, self-motivation to and time prioritizing your time properly to even like try to do both.
Or even if you do have a 8 hour job and you're trying to do stuff after a job and you're not tired, you still it's still hard because there's always that person who's not doing that and has a script and then gets to see the agent that you wanted to see, and they get in and you don't because you're at work, or you didn't finish your script because you were too tired, or you want to do something else, or you had a gig that day. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
writer has he I mean, it's so fickle. You know what I'm saying? It's truly the right place at the right time kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been to like mixers, and there's people in there who are looking to invest, and you don't have an idea and you just missed out on like $1 million check because you didn't bring your notebook.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. But there's definitely levels because like I wasn't on this level, but I know like people that do go out there and they might, get a nice little bag, like 50 to 100,000. Like if you get money like that, yeah, you could budget. You could make, save for a rainy day. But if you're out there and you're only getting $3,000 a month, it's not enough money.
I mean, look, I know I used to know this guy who sold his movie to a studio for like 550 something, right? Um, and that was like 10 years ago. It's never seen the light of day. It's an original story. It was sci-fi, never came out. But he and all that, and that 50,000 is gone.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That
Shoot,
50,000 was gone the first 3 years.
yeah, you could knock that
So he
50,000.
not only did he sell his baby that he worked on for years, it's never gonna come out.
They probably they bought the idea and probably put it into another movie somewhere, somehow. And that's why I say
It's
the
called
entertainment,
The Predator. No, I was kidding. I'm just kidding.
yeah, like, I mean, that's why the entertainment industry is shady. And
Yeah.
like, it's just, yeah, like 50,000, that's nothing to an executive who's making, I think they were saying they make $78,000 a day.
Yeah.
So
I'm
if
the
you're making
executive.
that kind of money, dude, you could do a
But
whole
now
lot.
but now they're not making anything because they're not producing anything good. They're not the revenue's not getting made up.
Yeah, so
The movies aren't paying for themselves anymore. They got to go into the savings to compensate, or they gotta sell it to each and every streaming and play it in every country because they didn't make money off of their American opening or premiere.
yeah, and that's the other thing that's kind of crazy about all this. They're saying that, televisions and feature film is pretty much a wrap right now. But as far as like TV series on like or series like net streaming series, they have them, you know, they'll probably be good for like a couple years, or they'll tap into the international economy and like start taking those films. So they're not stopping
I mean, they
just
already
be,
have the TV shows. Netflix has all the foreign Korean shows and Japanese shows, and they are stellar. Keep going.
yeah. And so yeah, my latest favorite one was Beef. It was really good. So
Well, that's
there,
American.
Otis,
Yeah,
but it was an all Korean cast,
I know.
which I
That's
thought was
I
kind of
love that
cool.
part too. I love that part.
So they're, you know, so the streaming sites, they're not going down, not for a while, but I think because of this, the only people who are going to be like affected or how they're going to come to terms to get what they want is by charging us more streaming fees or subscription fees. Like we're going to take the burden because of this. And I don't know. There's just no end in sight, and I just hope everybody is has their peace of mind because also if you're in a union, they have different funds where you can get money and get help with rent and other expenses. So that's kind of cool. Like they have funds, people are donating to funds to help out people. So if you are struggling and working right now, there are funds available for you. Look into it. But
And even on that, with Beef, the protagonist, what's her name? She's a comedian and an actor. And then the friend on there, Steve Yoon's friend, he's a painter. And then her husband is also an artist. So, all these people are multifaceted because they like they mastered more than one craft, and they get paid in different avenues and stuff. And you kind of have to be that way if you want to make it out here. Look at Dwayne went from wrestling to acting. And now he can do whatever he wants. Kevin Hart, comedian to actor. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, well, all those guys are absolutely fine. They're not even in these
I'm just saying, like,
conversations.
they went into other things. You know what I'm saying? So and I've seen and I've talked to other people who are singers and artists, but they have an acting gig, but they came out
Yeah,
here to do music.
yeah, I always say get your stock up, like diversify your portfolio and skills because you never know what skills you're going to need or which ones you have to put on the back burner or which one's going to make you money. You need multiple streams of income to survive in America in this day and age, especially if you live in California, New York,
I'm gonna say, if you
Florida.
live in the South, you just need one job.
Yeah,
If you make 60K and up, you'll be fine. Lodi, even in California, Lodi, Tracy, Stockton.
those are going up because a lot of people are moving from the Bay Area to those areas. So it's everything's going up in California.
I'm just when I retire, I'm going to Guam. So
Yeah, like I mean,
I'm getting
that's
out of here.
the best thing I suggest to people to do right now with this
Just
economy
leave, leave
is
California.
live somewhere like North Dakota or Wyoming. I don't know, and like work
Rhode
remotely
Island.
with a oh, no, it's expensive out there, I think,
Oh, really?
for a corporation that's based in the Bay Area, so you can get
Colorado,
those wages. I think Colorado, some areas are expensive too.
Ohio.
Actually, you know what? A lot of places are really expensive in America. Just move out of America.
No, just don't live in the big cities. Live in the small cities. Don't go to the big cities.
And
Don't move to the capitals or any of the popular places. Just go to like the cities that are just like
Indiana
small.
or go
Don't
to
don't
like
don't go to Indiana.
yes, for real. I'm trying to tell you, don't go
Don't
to go to
go to
New
Indiana.
Mexico. Go to
Go to
like
New Mexico.
where are those
It's
other?
quiet and boring.
I'm trying to think of some other states that have no nothing.
Ohio,
What's that one? I see it in my mind. Not Minnesota, but
not
just
Minneapolis.
oh. Yeah,
Minneapolis?
that's probably pricey too.
Just living in small cities.
Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Oklahoma. No, Arkansas. Don't go to Arkansas.
Why? What's wrong with Arkansas?
Too close to the Little Rock.
Because it's expensive out here. But even then, like if you go out there and you get a job, I mean, who knows what the industries are? Like it's still going to be the same situation. It's just the cost of living is is different, but the wages are also comparable to what the cost of living is. So you go out there, you're not going to easily find jobs for 85,000 a year. I doubt it.
I'll be good on my island, so
So
I don't care.
you really just got to pick where you want to live and just get multiple hustles. That's it. And always save for a rainy day because you never know when your employer is gonna cut you off or lay you off or cause a strike and whatever else. Like it's this is just a really huge wake up call for everyone. Like because what
Facts.
usually one time I don't know where it was, but it when you see something happening in somebody else's life, it's not a time for you to like point fun and make fun of them. Um, but just when they're being judged, like just kind of pay attention and see what you can learn from it for yourself, because that could be you at any point. Like all
You can
this
do all
stuff.
that, but you can still learn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have to learn. Everything is a learning, everything's learning. You can learn from others or you can go through it yourself. I rather learn from it. And all this is telling me is I need to like stack my bread.
Word up.
So, but anyways, I hope there's a resolution soon. Because, like, if this goes on too much longer, like, this is very selfish. But there won't be any more movies or TV series or any shows
Yeah,
for a
they
long
will.
time.
They'll be from Korea or Argentina or from Russia or from Japan.
Yeah, I probably won't be watching TV anymore.
I
But
will. I don't watch TV anyway. I'll watch streaming.
yeah, well, that's what I
Watch the
mean.
TV.
Well, streaming TV, watching shows, that and that could be a good thing too. People need to get outside more and be more creative in what they do with their spare time.
And check
So
out those Korean and Japanese and Russian shows because they're pretty good.
my
Netflix.
aunt my aunt was watching a Turkish series on Netflix. I guess it has like 140 seasons and she loved it.
There you go. There you go.
So, American, but see, movies, entertainment is this might be the collapse of America for real. Because this is our export. The celebrities are our royalty, supposedly to some. So like if our export is entertainment and we're not like doing that anymore, that's another nail in the coffin for America, if you ask me. This is huge. This is bigger. This has bigger implications than what's happening. And they're kind of trying to keep it like people know about what's going on because probably because you're in LA and like we kind of stay up on it, but this is a big deal.
This is karma. I think it's karma
On who though?
on arrogance, on arrogance.
As far as what?
We thought we were the shit, the big fish in the sea, and it's biting us in the ass. Everybody.
But I can see it as being karma for like the industry as far as not doing right by people.
Yeah,
And now
100%. This is karma.
and because this is really wild.
For
Like
all
if
the
you think
people who stole, to all the people who said no to a great idea, to all the people who said you never make it, to all the people who were playing gatekeeper, this is karma. It's a big fuck you.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Cause
AI is coming. Skynet. This is your Skynet.
yeah, because the thing with the AI, like what's so cold about that is they said that they want alliance was saying that they would have people work for a day and then they would take their likeness and keep it for eternity. And they won't they'll only compensate them for the day, but they won't be compensated for the use of their likeness for
It's a
eternity.
First of all, it's already being used. Second of all, they don't need to take your likeness. The only likeness they would need to take from you is if you're like a famous person, right? But they already have coding for to make a face, so I don't need you. They have AIs right now that are being created to do like commercials and shit, and do and podcasts and stuff. So they don't need you.
Well, that's what they do. That's what they're doing. They need I guess, the background actors. That's what
Everybody
they're,
go on Unreal Engine when you have time. Go on there and make your own face.
yeah, but that's where they're taking that. They're taking that from other
No, it's
faces.
not. It's not taken from anything. I just said, go on there and create your own face.
How do you create it with you engineer a prompt?
No, just go on there and make a face. I do that now with my division too. I made a different face. So what do I need you for? I don't need you. I
But
could
how do you
create a
make it though?
face.
What do you mean? How do you create it?
Just they give you all these specs. You can have different eyes, nose sizes, whatever. You can change the width of everything. It's You can make a face. You can
But
make a
that's still
person,
they
and
still need
then
but that's
the lips
machine learning.
move.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's machine learning. Like that's why they need all these different looks and faces to create it.
If you take GTA for instance, and then Division 2, Call of Duty, it's already done. I could just put those people in the background. There's my movie. So good luck with this straight.
Yeah, no, they still need it.
No, they don't.
That's why they're not budging. Well, they think they
Yes, you're
still need
right.
it,
Yes, yes.
but they think they still need it. So
Who's
that's why
they?
the alliance,
Uh,
they're the ones that's saying this is
the
what we're
only
gonna do.
yeah,
So why do they need it then? So why
with
do they want it?
for famous people, like they already did that to Bruce Willis. I think they did that to Val Kilmer. They got their likeness. They offered to um Indiana Jones. They offered him, and he said no. So yeah, some
Yeah,
people are
they're
gonna say
not
no.
consenting. So they need it. They're not,
Yeah,
people aren't
no,
gonna
they don't
consent to
need
it.
it. We can get somebody else.
Right, but who wants to watch a random person when they could look at Harrison Ford?
No,
Like,
give me a
how
random
is
person. It's not that serious.
it
Especially
is
with the
that
last movie.
serious?
Especially with
It
the
is
last
that
movie, they didn't make any
serious
money.
when there's
No, it's not.
idol
If you want to see Harrison
when people
Ford,
are
watch his old stuff.
people idolize stars. Like, why do they? Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. They
No,
make
it's good writing.
nobody famous.
All we need is good writing. Your star power is over. You're being replaced. It's done. We just need good writing. That's it. Good prompts. Good prompt writing. That's it. You're done. You're done.
Yeah, I don't know. That just kind of I don't know.
Oh, I can't get I can't get Jamie. I can't get Dustin. I can't get uh Dwayne. I can't get Harrison. I'll just make one somebody up.
Nobody wants to watch that.
It
Newsflash.
don't matter. Nope.
People
It
don't
don't
care
matter.
about normal, regular people. People like stars.
And if I can't get the stars,
Then
I'll
you
do
don't
something
have a
else.
movie.
No, I'll
Right,
do
but
something else.
you're gonna make like a random person famous, I guess. That's just what they're
Yes,
gonna
check this
do.
out. This is what I predict. They're gonna make an AI character, and they're gonna make an AI movie, and that AI character is going to be popular, and it's going to be owned by the studio, and he's going to be very popular and famous.
Well, they did that with that music video AI guy, and
Thank you.
everybody hated it.
Evidence. There's
Everybody
more.
hated it and shut it down, and he's no longer in
Yeah, but why though?
existence.
There's a specific reason why though. Because they fucked up, right? They did something.
It was trash. It was
No, it wasn't. It
AI.
wasn't that. He did something like I forgot what it was, but he did something. It wasn't just automatically they hated
Well,
him.
I mean, it was like playing off of
It was like a
I
white
guess it
guy
was
that made a
urban.
black guy, right?
Yeah, I guess it
Yeah,
was
so
like
that's
urban.
what happened. There's a character right now that's a girl. She sings. She got over 2 million subs.
See, that just shows us there's weirdos in this world, and
All right.
that's what it's going towards. People like
They're
people
so they're
people
weirdos.
are gonna
Shaming
yes.
tactics. Shaming
No,
tactics.
that is weird. It's not weird that
It's
people
not
like
weird.
robots. People
No, it's
rather
not
like a
weird.
robot than a
It's not
human.
weird.
Like
I can't
that's just
like a robot and a human, Stacy. I have to have one or the other.
no, but
I can't subscribe
you don't see
to
anything
the
wrong with
robot
that?
and Stacy.
You don't see anything wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's called entertainment.
Hmm. If people
Jesus
rather
Christ, bro.
if people rather have robots than like actual relationships with humans, or rather watch things that are created by robots than humans, like
It's one account with
we're going but if she has 2 million followers, then
probably more
that's
now.
yeah, that says a
Yeah, she
lot.
sings. She's it's one AI character.
She has my favorite artist is Baby Rose at this moment, and she doesn't have 2 million subscribers.
We should better get on it. Her campaign better get on it.
No, it's not that, that's not what it
Or
is.
make
It's
better
just
music.
she makes great music. This, but you guys,
That's
but people rather support a
subjective.
robot. People rather support a robot. Okay,
Yeah.
right. That
Make
just
good music
shows.
and they'll maybe
Hmm.
they'll subscribe to her and like her too.
Yeah, I don't know. The world is doomed. The world is going to hell in a what do they call it?
Bread basket, hand basket.
But why would they say that? It don't even make sense. But anyways,
Maybe it's like pleasantly, not so harshly. Maybe
hmm.
like you're gonna die in it, but it's gonna be in a hand basket. Like it's not gonna be chaotic.
Or maybe a handbasket's made out of wicker and it burns up quicker.
Did you just drop bars?
I don't know. I just thought of
Is
that.
that a bar?
But anyways, this show is entirely too long. But thank you for listening. Until next time.